Yo, it's your man with the plan, Mark Solars here to talk about Neo, The World Ends With You. For many of those people who probably don't know what The World Ends With You is, it is a cult classic RPG game published by Square Enix that was originally on the DS, that is known for its art style and its music and its unique way of combat and its unique way of telling a story. And it over time has gained more and more followers behind the story, especially since it got re-released on the Switch, even though I heard the Switch version is not as good as the mobile and the DS version. So if you have any of those electronic devices, you can play The World Ends With You. And people were really curious and wondering if they were going to come out with a second one really soon, because there is a theory in the Square Enix community that many of the creators of different various series that Square Enix is known for are going to come together and make a whole bunch of crossovers and, have Kingdom Hearts mixed with The World Ends With You, have it mixed with Final Fantasy, and just have it like as a big passion project. It's a theory though. It's not, people don't know if it's completely true or not, or it's just Nomura, or it's just some of the other directors, but it's a theory I've heard through the grapevine that they're thinking about, like, combining everything into maybe Kingdom Hearts or Final Fantasy. And they think, people have speculated that this game is going to come out for a very long time, and I think he's dropped hints for it for a long time. And honestly, I'm very excited for those people. And I'm not one of those people who actually played the original The World Ends With You. I watched the Let's Player named Nico B play through a majority of The World Ends With You, and it was a very, very, very interesting experience, but I kind of wish I had experienced it myself. And I think that was right before it came out on the Switch, I think. So I think when it came out on the Switch, I was buying like 3 other games at the same time, so I just never got to it. But this announcement actually gave me motivation to actually get the game, to actually try it out. So I don't really have too many theories on what's going to be in this game. I mean, I did watch the story, but I didn't watch the remix story, and because there's a remix in the new one for the Switch, they had added a little bit extra to the story. So I don't know if I'm going to play through the game again or watch the game through cutscenes again. I'm probably going to play through the game again and talk about it on this channel, so subscribe if you want to see some of that. But I'm really excited for this because it seems like whatever Square Enix is planning to do with this game, rather it's just to be a sake of a new game, or to add it to Kingdom Hearts, or to add it to Final Fantasy, or whatever they're planning to do. I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with this one, because as much, depending on, no matter how you feel about the original game story or in the way it was structured, it was a very interesting setup for most of the stuff they tried to do in the story, and I'm curious to see if the story is going to be pretty much more or less the same as the original one, or is it going to be a little bit different, or is it going to be a lot different. I'm pretty sure the premise is still the same, has the same characters and stuff, but I think it's 3 years after the original, from what I heard through the grapevine. But, I'm not sure completely, so don't take my word for that. But yeah, I'm really excited for this world, The World Ends With You, or the Neo World Ends With You. And the character designs look amazing. The music sounds pretty much the same style it was from the DS. The music on the DS World Ends With You is so unique. I don't really know how to explain it. It has a certain style to it that you know exactly what as soon as the song plays, out of everything I've heard in media, or all the video game songs I've heard at least, you can pinpoint The World Ends With You music pretty easily compared to like any other song I've ever heard. It's kind of like, I hate using this analogy since people use it so much. It was kind of like the cult classic version of P5, like when it came to like the style of it. Not saying it has the same style, because I hate it when people compare games to P5, because I'm like one of the biggest day one P5 fans there is, but it does, I can see why people do make the allusion to P5 for this game, because even though this game is so much older than P5, because it has that same type of thing going on, where it has a unique style that no one has tried to copy yet, and it has just the way the music sounds is so unique. You don't hear that often in gaming. it just has that type of thing. It's just that it's just not as well known as P5, and I think maybe if this game does well, it could probably rise up to the same rank or close to the rank as P5, and hopefully it doesn't get compared to All High Hell. But yeah, and from what I saw, actually the original's in 2D, and I heard that actually didn't do a lot. That actually made the combat not as good. It was that it was in 2D. I've heard that the 2D combat was okay, but it was a little bit rough because of how many things you had to keep track of at the same time. But now that the combat's in 3D, I'm wondering if that's going to still be the problem with the game, because all I know is that when I had friends talk about this game, they were like, man, on the Switch, it's so difficult, and it's so difficult on the DS already, and it's just so much stuff you gotta do, and that's part of the challenge, but it's also super frustrating. So I wonder if that's still going to be the case, or they have a completely different style to it. Is it going to be more of an action game than like, is it going to be more like, not action game, but is it going to be more of basic controls, like unlike the original was, at least from what I heard. Don't take my word for that, but you'll know soon, because I'm probably going to play it after I finish the mountain of games that I have to finish, like, Cold Steel and a few of the other games that I'm working on making videos for and just playing through, slowly chipping away at, because the games I'm playing right now are long. But yeah, tell me what you feel about The World Ends With You, the Neo World Ends With You, or The World Ends With You 2, because I am really curious to see what the general consensus behind this is, because I heard some people saying that they're like, oh, it's in 3D, I don't know how I feel about that, or it's not exactly what I was looking for into it, or the character designs are this. But I've also heard on the other side that people love it. I don't know if it's going to be divisive, or people are just, doing the usual. But yeah, I just wanted to make a short video talking about The World Ends With You, Neo, and you probably see a video of me talking about the original World Ends With You in a second, once I get through this humongous backlog, and hopefully before the year ends I'll be able to get a video on the World Ends With You. So please subscribe and hit me with a thumbs up or thumbs down if you hated this video, or there was something I totally missed out on, or please inform me if I did miss out on something, even if you do. But yeah, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next video and or stream. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.